This week, I found cause to worry about young men. This headline from The Hill, it caught my eye.
According to the latest National Healthcare and Quality Disparities Report, nearly 20% of children between ages 3 to 17 have a mental, emotional, developmental, or behavioral disorder.
The ONS data that came out a couple of weeks ago that said for the first time ever since records began, 50.1% of women are childless by 30. So there are more women without children at 30 than there are women with children.
And in 2018, nearly half the U.S. population reported feeling lonely regularly.
Loneliness is a major threat to Americans' well-being,
leading some experts to say that we're actually in the middle of a loneliness epidemic.
This video series is made to give you information to form healthy relationships and lifestyles. You, the viewer, give your thoughts on each question down below in the comments and help us create a community of men and women uplifting each other. Young men and women often find it hard to differentiate between lust and love for a person. Lust deals with more of a physical desire, and love is more of an internal desire for a person. Many people find it difficult to form relationships because they can't separate their emotions, so they try to create love out of a person that they are lusting over. So what are some signs that a person is lusting over someone rather than having true love for the person?
First and foremost, I think lust has overtaken love in regards to what is happening in our current relationship type of realm, what has been going on, and some of the things that I've seen, or even some of the things that I think we can have experienced as young people. And that just goes to go back to say that I don't think we've been truly taught how to love or been conditioned to know what's the true meaning of real love. But I say that all to say that there seems to be on both sides, on multiple sides, this pros and cons, or this kind of like, I view you in the scales of like, what can you do for me type of ideology, right? So I think we kind of view people as more in terms of not people, but more so what do you add in terms of value, which is I think it's an important thing to add value. But I think we dehumanize people, so we kind of lust over them because now we've dehumanized them in a way, and we personified them to think that they only supposed to bring something, and the human aspect comes in the secondary or the latter part of it. So I think the lusting is a real thing. I think it's perpetuated again by social media. I think it's perpetuated by our body images, and that leads me into my first point. One of the biggest signs of a person lusting over someone rather than having that true love and that true passion, that true commitment is focused solely on mainly the physical attraction. And that is the biggest thing. If my thing is only based on what you look like, and I think we all want to have an attractive partner. I think we all would like to say that we want to be attracted to our partner in some type of way physically, but that can't be the end all be all. And that can't be just the thing that I just go in on and just say, this is the basis of my liking for you. And so that focus on it, or always just thinking that I got to have the baddest chick, or I got to have the most handsome man, or whatever the case may be. And I'm only focused on that piece of it. That is one of those signs of just more lusting than love, or just more of a, I'm trying to build a genuine bond or relationship with somebody. So that focus on that physical attraction, that physical characteristics, the body shape, or whatever the case may be, or any type of like physical attribute somebody might have, and just being hung up on that, and that being the fundamental piece of how y'all move forward is a big sign of someone lusting rather than someone pursuing something. The second point I would make is being emotionally attached from the individual. So this comes at a point where you kind of keep somebody at arm's length, right? So I'm going to allow you to get to a certain point because I have this physical attraction to you, or you do X, Y, and Z, and I like that, whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to allow you, and I'm not saying emotionally attached, because there are some people that's emotionally attached for other reasons, but I'm saying intentionally emotionally attached from the fact that I don't want this person to even get close to me or get too near to the true self of who I am. So I'm going to emotionally detach myself from any type of like bonding experience from that individual. I think that is a key thing, right? If I'm always keeping you at arm's distance, and I'm not really being expressive with my feelings all the time, or if you're being expressive and I'm meeting you with just no type of reciprocated energy, then that's being emotionally attached from that individual. And I think that's one of the signs that this person may just be lusting over me, or just really like certain characteristics, or whatever the case may be. So keeping somebody at arm's length and being emotionally detached from that person outside of other reasons why you might be is another sign of that person may be being lusted over rather than trying to be pursued. Going into the the pursuit of a relationship or of anything or beyond the lusting part is the avoidance of commitment. That person is always avoiding commitment and they don't really want to speak on it, or they don't really want to talk about it, or they always got something going on or something like that. Like, they're kind of dancing around that, but they also want to see you all the time, or they always want to be with you all the time, but they don't really want to have that conversation. Or it's like, man, maybe, what I'm saying, just that indifference or that just kind of like volatile, I don't really know kind of energy, let's just vibe out twin type of energy. Avoidance of commitment is one of those things that I would sit here and say, like, that is a big sign of somebody lusting over you. You don't really want to pursue anything beyond this. I kind of want to keep you in this box. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be vague around it. I'm going to beat around the bush. I'm going to find creative ways when you maybe want to pursue something different with me or pursue something more with me. I'm going to find creative ways to avoid that at all costs until it maybe run its course. That avoidance of commitment. And my last point would be just self-serving and self-centered behaviors, right? Again, going back to our relationship talk in terms of like partnerships, is having that other partner. You're in a union with that person, right? When you enter a relationship or you're trying to pursue something, you're trying to form a bond, a union where y'all have your two separate lives and identities. But when y'all come together is, you want to have that person in consideration. You want to have that person in mind. You want to know what that person likes, what they don't like, things to avoid, some of the things you need to hit on, some of the, all those other elements that, make sure that your partner feels comfortable at all times while they're around you. If you self-centered and you're just doing self-serving behaviors and I'm just only thinking about myself, then I don't really have you in consideration. And maybe it's intentional why I don't have you in consideration is because I'm not really trying to pursue something with you, or I don't see you in my visions of me wanting to commit long term with you in any type of relationship. I might just keep you there in that box, and I might just do the things that I'm gonna get. Again, going back to my analogy of milking a cow, getting as much as I can out of this person, which is sick. And to think that people do this, yeah, it happens all the time. But I'm saying that, and I don't want to speak matter of factly on it or anything like that, but I'm just saying that people do it. This is one of the reasons that they do it, is because it's more so not a genuine pursuit of you. It's more of like self-serving behavior. I think I like something that you do for me. I like something that you bring to my life. That's about it. I just want to keep that around, and I'm going to think about myself. You add some value, I'm going to add little to nothing to you. That is another huge sign of somebody that's really self-centered and self-serving, and really may not want to see you in their future plans of pursuing a relationship.